This is Bonang Mateo,
Bonang, aka Queen Bee, South African media personality.
one of the biggest celebrity exports from South Africa, currently the sole owner of House of B&G and legend in the South African entertainment industry. This is Zinc, probably the most successful DJ in South Africa, recognized by the country as one of the pioneers of the early 2000s house music DJ booms, current sole owner of the watch brand Era. In 2015, while Zintle was pregnant, Bonang would start dating the man that made her pregnant at the time, her boyfriend, rapper extraordinaire, aka. This would create a lifelong beef between the two ladies that's lasted till this day. And like, if those women are beefing against each other, then who the hell is this incisor taking a picture in front of AKA's car? At some point, it all came to a head. It had nothing to do with these women at all though. Let's back up a bit. In May 2021, AKA decides to finally settle down and get married. He pays ilobola, and by customary terms, he's essentially married at that point to this woman, Nelly Dembe, daughter of Moses Dembe, a respected businessman in KZN. 1 month later, while returning from a night out, Nelly is found having fallen 10 stories from the hotel they were staying at. The death is ruled a suicide. Her family doesn't let AKA, her husband, speak at her funeral. Weeks later, AKA is grilled at an interview about the night in question. The Dembe family opens an injunction for the police to investigate the suspicious circumstances of Nelly's death. 7 months later, after allegedly being told not to go to KZN, AKA would announce he'd finally be returning and performing in Durban. 2 hours before his scheduled performance, he'd have dinner with friends at Wish. While making his way out of the restaurant, he'd hug his longtime friend, Tibbs. After the hug, a gunman would sneak up from behind. Now, the police were quick to the scene, and it seemed that the case would be solved quickly given the status of the man who was just murdered. However, as months dragged on, the hope of finding the men responsible seemed bleak. Hang on. Firstly, let's look at the outfit of the first shooter from CCTV. A white bucket hat and a light grey hoodie. We actually saw this outfit earlier during the dinner at Wish. There we go. White bucket hat and light grey hoodie. Clearly he was in the restaurant. What was he doing inside? The cops went back to the restaurant and asked for footage inside the restaurant. Turns out the man bought a drink. Now, this is where you separate assassins from your run-in-the-mill Nkabi. Instead of paying cash, the idiot fortunately paid with his debit card. They found that the same debit card was used to purchase airtime earlier, and they were able to trace the same man from the footage using other CCTV videos. Turns out, the debit card had been opened that day for a Nzimande. The account received 100,000 a day after the hit. The two shooters on the night were brothers Sia and Melusi Nzimande. Who the hell are these guys? Following the money trail, they found that Mziwe Themba Gwabeni hired the brothers and 3 others for the hit. He also found a stolen Mercedes-Benz as the getaway car and used his own BMW to follow AKA from King Shaka Airport. Mziwe Themba was given 900,000 for the hit a day after by a company called Bright Circle, in a payment disguised as a legitimate mining and taxi association payment. The question still remains though. Who ordered the hit?